Tonight's highlights are brought to you by TPG Federal Credit Union. We're not a bank, we're better. Well, this is a case of that was then and this is now. Arlington last year ran the table almost 20-0 with the likes of Sunday and Schweitzer and Girard. Those guys are gone. And so this year's Arlington squad is a little bit more streamlined from the outside and power from the inside. They're going to have to use that tonight against Our Lady of Lourdes, who have guys like Anozi and Tim and Dean Roger. And so this should be a pretty good matchup between the two, pretty even up right along.
Except James Anozi didn't get the memo. He started out like a man on fire. Lourdes' game plan was simple: get it to number 13. And when James scored the first 6 points of the game, Arlington coach Matt Hoyt called an early timeout.
What did you say to the team after Anozi scored the first 6 points? You took a timeout?
I just told them we knew they were going to do that. James is really, really good. Relax, stay composed, because the team's going on tons of runs throughout, and they just are on their run right now. We're good, and let's go do what we've been talking about for the last day and a half, and stick to our game plan.
And then things changed. Drew Whiteley draws up a just rightly, and Shane Walczyk hits it from the outer limits. But when Tom Duffy and Jack Smith hit a couple of bookend threes, Matt Hoyt was saying, "James who? Where's this Anozi guy now?" But Lourdes doesn't just have James. How about Kevin going downtowns? Or Dean Roger hitting it from out there and then spinning it from in here. Arlington got a key basket from Zach Dingy and kept it close. And with Walczyk staying strong underneath and Duffy hitting it from out there, Arlington found themselves with a 30-27 lead at halftime. But in the second half, someone substituted the Admirals with their evil twins, and the hot hands were suddenly cold. Meanwhile, the Warriors went back to their simple game plan of dumping on James. And James Anozi finished with 31 points. Arlington was held to 13 in the second half, and Lourdes comes away with the win, 58-43, the final.
It's all about my teammates. Well, they got me the ball in the right positions every time, and I really thank them for that. We executed pretty well. We did a good job controlling the boards, and Dean, he did a really good job controlling the ball, and he got me the ball in the right positions every time.
We have an all-around team, and obviously we like to get the ball into James. He's a fantastic player, but if they shut down James, we got a lot of weapons on the team, and I'm just thankful to have a team as well-rounded as this.
Tight game through the first half, and then all of a sudden, the second half, everything changed. What did you do differently?
Well, in the first quarter, we were going to our power. We were getting the ball into James, and he's tough to stop when you do that. Coach Hoyt made some adjustments midway through that first quarter, and they started to take hold, and we had trouble in the second quarter. And quite honestly, it was some of the adjustments that he made, and then we stopped. It's not that we weren't going to him, we weren't looking for him. And that's the fundamental adjustment that we made. We made a couple of defensive adjustments, but that really wasn't it. In the second half, it was really important that we recognize that James is our first option, but also that the other four kids have to score.
Second half, you guys scored 13 points in the entire second half. What was happening there?
Yeah, it seems like that's what's been happening to us for whatever reason. We scored 16 against New Rochelle. We scored 13 against Carmel in the second half. And it's interesting today. We offensively, we had some open looks. We just didn't hit them. In the first half, we hit some. So that's part of it. They did the same thing in the first half as they did in the second half. They sat in that 3-2 zone. They were long. They were lengthy. And I think what happened is we settled a little bit for too many outside jumpers. And when they're not going, that was a bad combo.